have a finished object on my blocking board, and this is one that might surprise you because it was nothing more than a ball of yarn last week. Hello, my name is Michelle, and this is Michelle's Fiber Studio Podcast. Today is Sunday, March 9th, and this is episode number 42. It is cloudy today. The sun was out this morning, but the clouds are in. It has been up and down, just like it is in March. Today isn't too bad. I think it's in the mid-30s, but boy, yesterday it was cold. It was like 20 degrees and windy. Friday was exceedingly windy. And I don't know about you all, but I'm just ready for spring. Bring it on. We had like 2 days that were 50 degrees and it's like, yes. And then we had the cold and the wind. So I think we're headed in the right direction. This week the weather should improve a little bit. Should be in the 40s and 50s for the most part. So maybe. But I've also lived in Maine long enough to know that Mother Nature likes to play with us, and we still have plenty of opportunities for some snow and ice, although it never lasts either. So there's that. Anyway, I have lots of different things to talk about, although in like 4 different segments. Although I don't have a lot in any one given segment. So we'll see where that takes us as far as an episode length. I am wearing a fairly old whip today. Finished object. This is the Placed Cable Aran by Cathy Payson. I knit it back in 2012. I started in May and finished it in November. And it is knit out of Cascade 220. It was just a color number, as I recall. It's getting a little worn and sad, a little bit of pilling that's going on. So I don't pull it out very often, but I do like it and it fits well. And I just kind of wanted to be cozy today. When I got home from church, I just changed into my cozy pants and all. And Marta is wearing a shawl. That is my Beautiful Together shawl. It's by Romi Hill. I knitted out a Knit Pick Stroll in Pearlescent and Train Station back in 2017. And I think that this might have been my very first mystery knit along. I'm almost positive that I had not. I know it was a mystery knit along, and I don't think I had knit one prior to knitting this one. And I actually knit a second version of this shawl a few years later in purples, and I knit it as a Christmas present for my sister-in-law. I might have even placed beads in it, as I recall. But anyway, yeah, that's what we're wearing. So with that, let's move on to the next segment. I have a finished object on my blocking board, and this is one that might surprise you because it was nothing more than a ball of yarn. Last week, I knit my hat. This is the Maine Sea Captain's hat by Fiber of Maine. The yarn is, I don't have my, I do have my tag. The yarn is by Knitted Wit. It is the Acadia yarn, Acadia National Park. This was one of the yarns that I got last week during the spa weekend. It was actually yarn I got from Mother of Pearl, my local yarn shop. But I like it. I love the colors. And I knit this. Probably it is one of the fastest yarn to projects that I can speak of in quite some time. I cast it on Sunday night, right? That was March 2nd. Yeah, I cast it on Sunday night and I finished it on Thursday, March 7th. So 5 days, start to finish. And I actually have, I'm not going to go into it, but I do have a fair amount of yarn left, and I actually have a new cast on that I'll talk about in the next segment. But yeah. It's a little on the looser side. I haven't even blocked it yet, to be honest, and I don't frankly know if I'm going to bother. I'm a little nervous that as I wear it, it might grow a little bit, but It's probably not one. I would probably wear my Musselburgh if I was really looking to be nice and warm. But if I just needed a hat to go out and about a little bit, and I think it actually looks pretty good. My frustration, I don't know if frustration is the right thing. One thing I don't like about hats is I feel like my bangs get plastered on my forehead. And this one actually does a pretty good job of kind of just leaving them there. So yeah, it's good for a quick little warm layer. Anyway, that is my finished object. So in my project bag, let's jump right into that second project that I am doing with my knitted wit yarn. I decided that I had, don't pull out my stitches, wrong needle. I had enough yarn that I wanted to do a pair of fingerless mitts. My yarn's all tangled up in my needles. There we go. So these, that's what I've got. I cast these on last night when we were visiting with my mother-in-law. And I got the cuff, and I'm just starting to do the thumb gusset increases. You can kind of see them right there. So these are the Good Time Fingerless Mitts by Melissa Woods. It is a free pattern, and that was kind of one of the reasons I just wanted a basic fingerless mitt pattern written for DK weight yarn, which is what this is. So hopefully, I think I'll have enough. I weighed the yarn this afternoon just to see if I was still on target, and I think I am. So hopefully next week I'll have a finished pair of fingerless mitts. So this is just a really quick pivot on this one. And then the only other project I worked on this week was my Longline Cardigan. I was pretty focused this week. I did the hat, and I did the cardigan, and then last night I started the mitts. But look, look, look. I finished both sleeves. Can you see them? There we go. So last week, this is the sleeve that I was working on, and I was right here, and so I got the whole rest of the sleeve done. I actually bound it off last night, and as a bonus, I tried it on. It fits amazing. I am so excited for this sweater. It's gonna just fit me so well. And once I came to that conclusion that I liked everything about the sweater to this point, and I just need to knit added length, I decided to go ahead and I wove in all of my ends. So I am all set. Once I finish the body, it will be done. So I have this much yarn. This is the yarn that was attached to the body. This is the yarn that I have left for the sleeve. It's actually a little bit less than what I have here. But then I have, I didn't bring it with me. I just grabbed the sweater. I have 2 balls of the, I didn't add it in here, Gusto wool that I am blending in. Once I get these knitted down, I will blend in the Gusto wool and I will continue knitting the rest of the body. So I am super excited. I don't know how long this is going to take me. If I recall correctly, I still have about half of the body length to go. The good news is it's back and forth. The sleeves were such a pain. I was knitting them magic loop-ish, or traveling magic loop is really what it amounted to. And it was a pain. And sleeves are a pain, right? Because you're trying to just rotate the sweater constantly, at least. With the body, I'm going back and forth. So my hope is that it will actually knit up more quickly than the sleeves did or felt like they did. I am doing increases, as I recall also. So it is gonna get a little bit wider, although not a ton. I think I have five increases or so left, so maybe 10 extra stitches by the time I'm done. But I do think I have like 10 more inches to go on the body. So it's a fair amount, but we're gonna keep pushing ahead. Maybe by the end of March, that should be doable. What I should probably do is figure out how much length I still have to go and see if I can create a plan so that I have it done by the end of March. Maybe that's what I'll do when I get off, is figure that out. So that is it for what is currently going on in my knitting bag, my project bag. I didn't touch any of the other projects. I truly did not. So maybe this week, the rest of my projects will get a little bit more love. I do have project dreams this week. I don't think, now that I've got my sleeves done on my Longline Cardigan, I think I'm going to give myself permission to start my new jumbo sweater. This is the first ball, I wound that up yesterday. This is the Andiamo by Joji Long. It's a wool alpaca blend, 85% wool, 15% alpaca. And I got 2 of these. So I have chosen the Faro sweater by Tara-Lynn Morrison. I will put a picture in right here. It's just a real simple, oversized sweater. The sleeves are really, really oversized. I don't know if I'm gonna make them quite as oversized, but I definitely want the body to be just big and oversized, and it is knit from the top down. So what I will probably do is knit to a certain point, and then once I split off for the sleeves, I'll knit a little bit, but then I will probably pick up my sleeves and knit my sleeves, so then I can just knit the rest of the yarn into the body, and I can have it be as long as I want. So that is the deal. Don't think I'm gonna swatch, because it is such super bulky yarn that my starting of my sweater is going to be my swatch. I'm just gonna jump in and live dangerously, and hopefully it doesn't grow too much. I guess that is the only concern, is by not swatching, I'm not checking to see how much it is growing, but you know what, I think it'll be fine. I'm not gonna worry about it, and we're gonna go with it, and if I have to rip it out and re-knit the thing, so we will. It's 2 jumbo balls of yarn, 350 yards, so I don't think it'll take that long and won't be that bad. So that again is the Faro sweater by Tara-Lynn Morrison, and I'm planning to start that one tonight. On my yarn shelf, I have in front of me my March Yarnables yarn. Strictly speaking, or technically speaking, I actually had this last week, but I had so much new yarn from the spa weekend that I decided to just hold off and wait and share it with you today. So this is, again, the March box. If for some reason you haven't received your box or haven't opened your box, then you may want to look away. But other than that, we are going to dive right in. So the theme for this month's yarn is Wings of Renewal. Butterflies are often seen as messengers of change or renewal. So kind of a butterfly themed. So we have some well-kept healthy hands. Alcohol-based lavender-infused towelettes. So like the little wet wipes. So that's kind of cool. That's a good thing to keep handy if you're snacking and your hands get all dirty and you don't have to get up and go wash them, so you can keep knitting. So those are kind of good. I actually might throw these into my school bag and bring it to school so that I have them handy at school. The next thing I have here is by Yarnable, and it is, I think, a row counter. Track your rows with ease and elegance. This butterfly row counter from Yarnable adds a fluttery charm to your project. So yeah, very cute. I have one similar by Twice Sheared Sheets. So I'm guessing that this functions the same way, where if you are tracking, oh, dropped it. If you're tracking the rows that you have left, you can stick the, what is this? Loop? Oh my gosh, stitch marker. Ooh, that hurt. The stitch marker, and so then I would know that I have done 4 rows and 5 rows and so on and so forth. They have actually, it's got a lobster claw to connect it, or on the very end. But yeah, super cute. There's the little butterfly charm on it too, so kind of fun. Yeah. All right, so that is that extra. And then the last extra, I was very excited. Do you remember last month I got a tea infuser? And I was very disappointed that I didn't get any tea. Look what they got this month. It is by Plum Deluxe. It is Butterfly Flat White Green Tea. So it's white tea, green tea, butterfly pea flower, peach pieces, mango pieces, apple pieces, lemon peel, blue cornflower, calendula, peach, mango essence. Ooh. I actually haven't even opened this up. Oh, it's totally sealed. I'd have to rip it off. I might need a cup of tea when I go start my new sweater. So yes, I was very excited to see that I had a whole bag of tea this month. I'm sure that was planned. All right, are you ready for the yarn? I love this yarn. Oh, my favorite colors. Wings of Renewal is the color. So you got this teal, like a, not really bright teal, but then it goes into a darker green. So I'm really curious, once I skein this up, I'm guessing it's gonna stripe because I have two ends and then the middle has this lighter, so it'll go back and forth. Am I thinking of that? I think that's what that will end up doing. So yeah, very pretty. And that is this month's Yarnable. Again, Yarnable is a monthly yarn subscription box. I do have the link below in my show notes. Although they are not currently open to subscribers, you can certainly add your name to their waiting list, and when they do open periodically, then you can subscribe. I want to say it's 42, I think is what it is a month for one fingering weight skein, but you can choose one fingering weight, two fingering weight, one DK, or two DK, I think. Those are the options that you have. And I think you can actually choose a yarn only box without the goodies also. I think that's new this year. So at any rate, the information will be there and you can click in and check it out. This week's day-to-day is going to be quite short. It was a busy week at school, but my evenings were pretty quiet, so I don't have a whole lot to share. Matter of fact, most of what I have to share about my week is what happened during my school days. So Tuesday, we had our counselors come down from the high school and they met with my 8th graders. I have 3 different teams of 8th graders, and they did a presentation talking about their high school credits and the classes that they are going to be needing to choose, and they actually come back on Tuesday to help the 8th graders get all registered for their fall classes. So that took me all morning on Tuesday. Wednesday was our spring parent-teacher conference day, which is the longest day ever. We go in, of course, for 7:15, but then we have to stay till 8 o'clock. So it is a long, long day. We do get comped the day, but it makes for one long day that day. One of our local businesses gave us breakfast, so we had that. We had coffee and carbs, although a bunch of us were like, we don't need coffee and carbs today, we need it tomorrow when we're dragging here at 7 o'clock again. We were on our own for lunch, and then administration bought us pizza and salad for dinner. So, you know, it's long, but it's also kind of fun. Once the kids are gone, it's a very collegial feeling in the building. I think I talked about this last fall, because in between conferences, you got people who are checking in with each other, and it's a great relationship building time because we have an opportunity to connect with people that you don't always have an opportunity to connect with. So that was the nice thing. And then Thursday was my day full of meetings. Every other Thursday, I spend the whole morning going from team to team, 3 different teams. And it just makes for a really long day. And then I had another meeting, a Zoom meeting, and then I feel like I had another meeting after that. And then the high school counselors came back, or a couple of them came back, and we were working with our MLL population. So it was just one of those days where it was like back to back to back. And when I didn't have time to do anything, I was exhausted because I had worked up all day the day before. And then by Friday, I was just toast. Like, oh my goodness. But Friday had being a really crazy day at work. So yeah, and then yesterday I had breakfast with somebody, and relax for the day, visit with my mother-in-law, and here I am. So it's been a long, busy week. I was able yesterday to get my groceries taken care of and my fish tank cleaned out. So when I am done with this recording here in just a few minutes, I'm gonna clean myself up and I am gonna sit and I'm gonna cast on my sweater and relax for the rest of the day. So that is all I have. I know I had 2 really long episodes back to back and this one's kind of short and sweet. But I hope you enjoyed it. I will have links below in the show notes for everything that I have talked about. You can find me on Ravelry and Instagram as Knittin Michelle, KNITTIN MICHELLE. You could also please feel free to email me if you would like. That is at michellesfiberstudio@gmail.com. With that, I hope that you have a wonderful week and happy knitting.